Welcome back to RMFantasy SX.
Dude, you're trying to go after that?
I'm going after that announcer's intro, Supercross. Is there a voice that gets you more excited for
he's
anything than that?
He's an icon.
You know what I did here, though? I heard that guy's voice sounds nothing like that in person, and then they just make it way lower.
Oh, really?
Than
It's
it
like
is.
auto-tuned or something?
Yeah, you remember in 7 Deuce Deuce had him as his...
Oh, yeah, his ringtone.
Or his voicemail.
That was sweet.
Hey, what's going on, everybody? Thank you for joining us live right now on the RMFantasy SXperts show. Daryl Gentry, Steve Matthews reported someone shared on Facebook that Marvin Muscan is hurt.
We'll have to check.
I have him right now in my wild card, so
he ain't in my picks.
Might have to check the entry list here.
He injured me.
The only thing that Marv has injured lately was Christian's pride because you picked him to win last week.
I picked him to win. He injured me.
Can you please give me the logic behind picking Marv? He did win in 2018, but why Marv?
He just looked good in qualifying.
Okay, so you watched him in qualifying.
And I thought, man, if I want to get a whole shot on everyone in points, I got to get risky, and I'm a sucker for the long shots.
Look at that. Ryan Stover says Marv is out with wrist injury.
Oh, geez.
Well, there goes my wild card. Now I got to switch it up. I already know who I'm going to pick in his place anyway, but
hopefully it's not major.
Or maybe not.
Yeah.
Now one rider's just going to move up one spot just because.
That just helped my wild card, but hopefully he's all right.
Was it at A1? Is that why he got like 11th or 12th or whatever and hurt your feelings? Good question, Cody. I do not know.
I'm with Dr. JB. He doesn't have his stats right now. He feels naked. I can relate to that.
All right, well, look, you guys know what it's all about. Join or subscribe to the Rocky Mountain YouTube channel right now if you haven't already. Hit the notification bell. Stay up to date. We do these shows Monday, Thursday. We're live. So Christian's here today in studio.
Yeah, my last one for a bit.
Yeah,
Kobe will be back.
He's out on this big gear photo shoot that they're doing right now, but he'll be back for Monday's show. But let's kick it off and tell you why. If you haven't signed up already, hey, check it out. You can go sign up right now, RMFantasySX.com. Even if you're signing up a week late, you drop your 2 lowest scores at the end of the year. So you're still in the hunt for grand prizes.
So if you sign up now, you'll still have a throwaway round.
Yeah.
And I've seen a grand prize winner sign up late.
Really?
So it can happen.
Jeez. And we give away 100 weekly prizes. So no matter when you start playing, you could sign up for the last round and still win a weekly prize. So it's never too late. So any of your friends, family, anybody who hasn't signed up yet, make sure they go do that. So we've already broken records from last year, which is awesome as far as signups go.
I cannot believe how many people signed up, but
it's ridiculous.
It's good. It helps us with the sponsors and prizes.
Christian's always stressing out at A1 or the day of looking at signups.
It was a lot of stress.
Because they blow up the day of the races. But
yeah.
What is up for grabs this week? Look at this. Here's what we have. These are just our 10 weekly prizes. This is just a
weekly. Some places would put this as their grand prizes.
Look at that. 6D ATR2 helmet. I have one of those, very lightweight, super comfortable, some of the coolest safety technology that is on the market. So if you haven't checked out 6D helmets, go watch my product spotlight to learn about those.
I see a lot of the youth wearing 6D.
They're very popular.
A lot.
The parents see them and just think they just feel like it's one of the safest helmets out there.
I mean, if your kid's racing, you can't go wrong with 6D.
You cannot. Second place this week is you have an Acerbi spending spree. Then we got an FXR gear set. Fourth place, you get a full set of Bridgestone Battlecross tires.
Lots of options there, too.
Formula CC helmet from Fly
That's
Racing.
a good-looking lid.
It is. Rhino Power is doing an Essentials Pack giveaway.
I wish he was doing sponsorships.
Who's that?
I could be his before and after poster child, dude.
You'd have to commit, though.
He needs to sponsor me.
You'd have to commit.
I'm down.
All right.
My people need to talk to his people.
Your people are you people.
I don't have any people. I don't have any people.
Seventh place is our Mega Goggles. Eighth place, we got Factory 4 stand and attack hour meter from Works Connection. Ninth place, you got some lock-on grips and clutch and brake levers from Torque 1. And then 10th place, you got a Cycra spending spree.
Yep.
And
awesome prizes.
Yeah. And on top of that, we give away 90 RockyMountainATVMC.com gift cards online. So you can go get your shopping in.
I love all the people that are like, I'm never going to win. And then they win. And they'll message in and tell us, I finally won.
Oh, my gosh.
So you have a better chance than you think.
Braden Huff says he has Chase in there for the wild card this week. It's 7, and Chase won.
I mean, he could go down, and it could happen. I don't think it's that far off.
But I don't know. I'm going to ask. So Daniel Blair, so I have to say this now. Colt Nichols unfortunately had a schedule change, so he's actually riding his dirt bike right now. So Daniel Blair, who is always good because he's got some really good insight, he's going to be calling in here in just a little bit. So.
I don't know if anybody knows more than him of the beat of what's going on.
Oh, yeah. But, let's jump right into it. So up here on the table, just a little refresher from last week because we had a weekend off. When was that ever happen? He had round 2 off. I don't know if that's ever happened.
I mean, it wasn't ideal.
It's the first time they've ever canceled a race, as far as what I've heard and seen, due to inclement weather.
I don't think anyone was more upset than Plessinger.
Yeah.
He would have tore it up.
But anyway, so from A1, it was Tomac who had that dominating run.
Well, there's a Tomac train in the chat. Everyone just saying they're going to pick him to win no matter what.
Well, you have to at this point. Yeah, once Tomac starts winning, you just put him in first.
Yeah, JB, all those guys, they're on it.
But Webb in second, Sexton third, Ferrandis, which we'll talk about with Daniel Blair. I'm not on the Ferrandis wagon yet.
Me neither.
And then Ken Roxon in 5th place. So that was your results from last week. I don't know. Tomac might not lose all year. Easy, Carter. There's never been a perfect season. Did McGrath ever have a perfect season? Mm-mm. Let's not go there. Don't jinx it.
No, I don't even want to think about that yet.
Oh, Christian added in a section here, Conspiracy Corner. Let's hear your thoughts on this.
Let's get into that.
Okay,
you're talking my language. Just looking over some of the stats there. We got it was the round of 4s. 4 riders finished exactly where they qualified last round. So you can watch these guys. It's a pretty good indicator where they're going to be.
Barsha qualified 11th and then finished there.
Yeah, as crazy as that is, huh? Yeah. He qualified 11th. He finished 11th. Roxon 5th. Starling 19th. Noren 21st.
Okay.
And then 4 riders finished only 1 spot away from where they qualified. Tomac, AC, Craig, and Wilson. So not too surprising there. And 4 riders led laps at A1, Tomac, Sexton, Stewart, and Barsha. And the last time we had a round where 4 riders led laps was round 16, a multiple of 4, and in Denver. And it was Tomac, Anderson, Stewart, and Sexton. So 3 of the same riders. Interesting. There was a lot of stuff going on at A1, that's for sure.
Wow, okay. Oh, my sneeze again. I feel like I got allergies in the middle of winter. Is that possible? All right, okay. So you just covered 4 riders led laps at A1? Jeez. Okay. All right, look. Meme time right here. Levi, man behind the camera today. It's first time Levi's doing the show, so give this man some props. He's been stressing out this week, but so far he's doing a fantastic job.
He's doing good.
He told me before the show, I was like, Chase, do not talk to me unless it's absolutely necessary. Don't ask me to talk. So you might not hear his voice today, but you will.
Well, we're going to make him talk.
All right, well, look up here. We got some memes going on. How you feel about your SD picks? It's like printing my own money.
Yeah, governments do it all the time. It works good.
This is true. I mean, it wasn't the riders that made them do it. It was Feld, all right? Give the riders some
wanted to see
here.
Some live pictures and video. Like, did you really see?
I saw a photo from the track, and they were literally scooping out mud in a puddle basically to try and build the track.
I didn't see much.
But I think it was more about – this was pretty good. I think it was more about, though
like the public safety of getting in and out.
The city of Oakland said, hey, probably not good to have a race this weekend because they were shutting it down.
That's what I was thinking.
What else we got on there? Let's see. Jesus.
It's probably true.
That's pretty funny. Okay. Yeah.
The effort these guys are going in to make
I
these
know.
memes is awesome.
It is good.
Yeah, that was me. I sent it around letting people know this might happen. No one believed me.
Well, I got a bone to pick with Deidre from Feld because I messaged her earlier in the week. I was like, hey, I heard a rumor they might cancel the race. She's like, none of that is true. And then like 2 days later, they canceled the race. I was like, clearly she was didn't want to.
I was moving at the speed of science.
I know. All right. Well, those are some of the really good memes. So we're going to pick our top 3 here later on, and we're going to pick a winner for those. So stick around because we're going to let the live viewers vote on who they think had the best meme for the week.
Our guy Justin here came up with the meme of you and Kobe as twins.
Oh, yeah.
That was pretty good.
That was pretty good. Yeah, a lot of people hating on me for being. I'm not
vertically
that
challenged.
Short. I'm 5'7". Kobe's like 6'3". He's on like
He's
the
a tall
high
guy.
end. I mean, he's on the extreme end of the spectrum. I'm on like the kind of lower end.
I'm not gonna lie though. When I saw that video, I thought the same thing. I really think it was an angle deal or something.
Oh man! All right, here we go.
Injuries.
Bummer here. Faulkner, we already talked about that. So ACL, just knee blown out.
Dude,
He's out.
I'm just glad it wasn't worse. It looked spinal to me.
Well, look, I'm just glad that Malcolm Stewart is going to be racing.
Yeah.
Chisholm, is that what it was? Was a stomach bug?
Dude, he put out a picture of him on the pot saying, sorry, I'm not going to make it. I think it was day of.
No way.
Might have been the night before. Yeah, that's when I was like.
So he was just, super
had
sick.
some type of stomach bug.
All right. I thought
It was a little
like,
TMI, but.
When you said that, I thought it was like an hour before the night show. And he's like, I'm not going to make it to the starting line.
Nope.
Okay.
I was like, wow, he's putting it out there.
Come on, Dr. JB. Why you have to do that? Chase, what happened to the stash? I had maternity pics with my wife, and I'll admit it. She told me she didn't want the stash in the pictures, and I said,
that's
all
not
right.
a battle you want to.
No, it's not a fight that I want to pick, so I took it off. All right. Benny Bloss, he's still out from his tailbone injury.
He put out something, saying he hurt his tailbone.
Tried to ride.
He's
Didn't
going
work.
to take this week off, so.
Okay, yeah, and Cade Clayson, he's going to be calling in here pretty soon, too.
You got him locked down.
Yeah, we'll talk about the
Had
stank.
an eventful arena cross.
We'll talk about the stank waiting to get lapped to take him out.
Yeah, that was crazy.
Jeez. Thank you, Moto Mama. Moto Mama came over and said hello with Jay San over there.
That's
All right.
awesome.
Track trends. Let's get up the track here. Let's talk about it. All right.
Is it just me? Those look like the longest track ever?
I don't know. We'll see what well, it's in a football stadium now. It's not at Petco Park. So they say that this is going to be a much better stadium because I guess I've never been to Petco, but they said that
This is Snapdragon, ain't it?
Well, yeah, and Petco's the old one. They said that the old park, the parking was really expensive. It was hard to find parking. The pits were a long walk away from.
Okay.
It kind of reminds me, honestly, of like Salt Lake Supercross and do the pits across the road.
Yeah.
It just takes you a while.
Last year,
It's hard to go back and forth for practice and all that.
There's a lot of walking.
Kind of a bummer. But anyway, look, it's plenty.
I like it.
It kind of is reminiscent of Anaheim. I don't know why, but you got long start straight, no split lane here, and then you got good rhythm lanes, a lot of 180 turns. So this, one thing that I would note is the whoop section. It's a longer whoop section, but it's also coming out of that double. So riders this week are going to be able to carry a lot more momentum through there. So for dudes that are like confident and good in whoops, like a Malcolm Stewart.
Yeah, and you're
Christian
sending
Craig
it
and those
right
guys.
before the finish in that turn.
So
LCQ is going to be
a
wild.
lot of passing going on there and just good whoop riders to maybe stand out in that whoop section. Beta 2 strokes, not supposed to rain. It's been sunny weather down there and it's supposed to be sunny all weekend, so we're getting a good break with that. Look at that. Snapdragon has way more parking. Well,
it looks good. I think track looks awesome.
I think it's looking per Supercross Live, this is a 40th year racing in San Diego.
Mm-hmm.
And the San Diego winner has gone on to win the championship 41% of the time.
Yep.
Anderson was the last to do it in 2018. Interesting.
They sent that email over. I thought it was pretty interesting.
Well, the last rider to win San Diego last year was Chase Sexton.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Well, I don't know. Where are you with Chase Sexton? We'll ask Blair about this. His A1 ride kind of scared me a little bit reminiscent. The track was not your typical Supercross. Like, it was just a really technical, gnarly track. A lot of guys crashed, made mistakes.
I mean, it was A1. It was rough track. I don't put too much into it, but I'm not picking him to win. And I put stats in here to back that up. Yeah. If we want to hit him first.
Who, Sexton?
Yeah.
Well, Yeah, let's do it.
Want to start with Eli? Where are you going?
Well, I mean, we have the best starters in the game stat that we can throw up there, but if you guys saw the start last week, if you saw the race, then you know kind of how the start order was. And as we go through the year, we'll have averages start to accumulate and have all that stuff, which will be good. But, so if you want to start with Sexton here, I put up the question here, is it the same Sexton from last year, only because he made those mistakes while leading Anaheim 1?
No, I think Anaheim 1 is just its own beast.
And the year before, he probably could have won Anaheim 1 and made that mistake. So I'm just, I don't know.
Well, he's definitely a lock in the top 5. I mean, nothing against him, but
here's the deal, though. Look at that bottom stat, or one I have right here. He has now led laps in 8 total 450 rounds, and he's only won one of those races.
That's why I'm not picking him to win.
Okay.
I mean, that's not a good percentage.
Yeah. So he won San Diego last year, his only 450 win in Supercross.
Got the whole shot.
So last year he led laps in 7 races, only won that one time. And he had the most hole shots last year. He had 6 hole shots. And then crashes, man, just gave him that net total score of -10. Shout out Dr. JB.
Yeah.
So he just, I'm going to give him another race or two. If he were to come out and win again, no one's going to be surprised.
Yeah. Whoever was picking him for the wild card, I think that's off. I mean, he hasn't started worse than 8th in a standard round in his 450 career.
He's better than that.
He's going to start there, and he's one of the riders that can pass most everyone.
Okay.
If he wants to. So.
Well, here's a question. I know Webb's probably going to be another sneaky guy that's probably not going to be at the top of a lot of people's picks. But
I don't know. I got him in third.
His A2 ride was impressive. I have him in my top 5.
Yeah, I mean, he should be.
What he just did at Anaheim was impressive. It was a very sneaky good ride.
He just looked like the old Webb, honestly.
Oh, Dr. JB said he's picking him for the W, not the wild card.
Okay.
Oh.
Somebody in there said wild card, though.
Somebody did. Webb top 3, says Carter. Well, look at this. Started in 10th and finished 2nd.
That tells me no matter where he starts, he's a threat for at least the top 5 podium 2. So if you start 10th, you finish 2nd, no matter what, you're going to be up there.
So his last 3 San Diegos, he's gone 4-1-8, so he has won there. He has not won a race, though, since Salt Lake City of 2021. And his starts need to improve. His average start in 2021 was 4.18. And he started 11 races 3rd or better in that year in 2021. Yeah. He only did that 3 times last year.
Yeah,
so he only started 3rd or better 3 times.
Was probably when he went like 7 rounds of 1st or 2nd. Remember that streak? So he can get on a hot streak.
But then last year his starts were not good, and then at A1, let's be honest, his start wasn't very good.
Not great.
His start was 10th.
I see it getting better though.
And a lot of guys went down. So he did get 2nd, but that was with Malcolm going down. Barsha went down. You know what I mean?
But you got to be there.
No, absolutely.
He was there.
I'm not doubting that. So
he's only led laps in one of the last 9 rounds.
Look, put the man in your top 5.
I'm saying podium.
Okay, you're saying podium.
Yeah.
Okay.
And don't worry, he didn't lead laps until round 7 last season. And people forget, like I was saying, he had 8 wins in 2021, all between rounds 3 and 17. So if he gets hot, it's mental with him. He can go on a hot streak.
Yeah.
His average starts per coast last season were about 4 spots worse than on the West than on the East, but his average finish was the same.
Okay.
So he was just kind of making it harder for himself on the West, but it doesn't matter because he's going to finish in the same spot around there. So and only got back-to-back top 5 finishes 1 time last season.
I know,
round 7 and 8.
That's why I think this round 2 is going to be a really good sign of is Webb the Webb that we saw in 21, or do we need to pump the brakes a little bit?
I think if he gets a start, he'll be up there.
Jason Anderson, this man, victim of his own creation, crashed again at Anaheim 1 when he was easily going to be probably on the box. Jason probably would have podiumed if he did not go down. Justin says he's out of the race. Who's out this race? Webb? Oh, Marv is out. Okay.
Yeah.
Jason Anderson, let's see. Maybe he could have won San Diego last year, but remember his bike was smoking. And he had passed Tomac. He was probably going to win, but then his bike started smoking, so he had to back it off. So he got 8th last year, but probably should have won 14th the year before that, but he won San Diego 3 years ago. So honestly, I don't think Jason's a bad pick at all to be on the top of the box this weekend.
No. He's one you got to watch qualifying. I mean, he never won a race last year when he qualified worse than 4th. So watch qualifying with him. Only finished worse than where he started last year 5 times. It's crazy.
So he moves forward. He doesn't move back.
Only missed the top
crashes.
5 in back-to-back rounds one time last season, and it was rounds 9 through 11, so he did it 3 rounds in a row. But he usually bounces back, can bounce back to win after a bad round. He won the next race after finishes of 10th and 8th last season in rounds 1 and 3.
Okay.
So, and only went 2 consecutive rounds with leading laps one time all of last season. So he should bounce back. I don't see any reason why you wouldn't think so.
Absolutely.
You just got to watch qualifying with him.
Okay, here's the real question, and we're going to ask Blair about this man right here. Dylan Ferrandis.
Yeah.
Was his 4th place, because again, with A1, the way it was, did not get a good start.
Was it a fluke?
He started in 9th. Yeah, I mean,
Or
speed-wise,
is
we
it
all
there?
know it. But was it like a dominant ride and whatever? Because once he was behind, he got around Kenny, but then, he was behind Webb and Sexton. So I don't know, like, what was the 4th place because riders went down? Yes.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't know, but his starts is what he's got to clean up because he's only started 5th or better after lap 1 time all last year.
Yeah. Well, I'm not too high up on it just because he got a 4th, but his start was still
It was
what was it, a 9th
after lap 1?
And his average last year was 11.5 on the West and 10.5 on the season. So he's not that far off from his average last season. I don't see anything that's like it's way different now. You know what I mean? I think he was in the right spot, gained because people went down.
Yeah.
But until he gets a better start than that, I'm not going to pick him.
And it said right here, he's only made the top 5 when qualifying 6th or better. So he's got to be in that range to where you want to put him in your top 5. But again, the starts have just been this man's Achilles because he has the speed.
I think he's a wild card watch
so?
type rider this
wild
week.
card?
For 7th, I think he's solid.
I mean, if he gets that start, sure. But that's a big if, right?
I mean, because he's just historically not gotten good starts. And if you got to pass 4 or 5 riders in a round, you're going to struggle.
Yeah, I don't know. Levi, let's do a poll real quick. We're going to get Daniel Blair queued up here pretty soon, but let's have the poll be, who are they picking to win this week? We just want to know. You're going to do Tomac, who we're going to talk about next.
Say you
Jason
love crepes.
Anderson or Cooper Webb. Say you love crepes?
Yeah, big chill.
Big chill.
Throwing the Talladega Nights out there. I don't want Dylan to do bad. I really don't.
Oh.
But I got to see more before I pick him. It's not personal. It's just fantasy.
All right. Get out. Sorry. I'm reaching out to Blair here.
Okay.
Where's Tomac's plate?
Do we want to cover Eli?
Yeah, we are doing it right now. Cover some stats real quick.
We'll cover Eli. I mean, there's not really much to be said other than he can crash and still win. So he's got to be your top pick unless you want to get risky or you see something else happen in qualifying. But, I mean, look at his stats. He had a whole shot in both practices. He started 2nd in the main. His net passes, he never gets passed unless, he's playing conservative, wrapping up a championship.
Yeah.
Last 3 San Diego results, 2-4-1.
He's done good there.
Didn't get a second place start until round 6 last season, so he's already doing better than he did last year. Hasn't started worse than 5th in the standard round main since round 10 in Detroit last season.
That's impressive. That's 8 races in a row.
He's starting in the top 5, and no one has a better chance to win than if they do that.
And we all know it. He's one of the few riders that can start outside the top 10 and come win a race.
Few, yep. And he's led laps in 8 of the last 10 rounds going back to last season, and he's won every one of those rounds except the finale where he had it locked and a Triple Crown in St. Louis. So he's leading laps and winning almost every race. There's no reason not to pick him. And really streaky. The last time he won a round and didn't back it up with another win was round 13 in 2021 after he won Atlanta 1.
So he always goes back-to-back is what you're saying. When he
More
wins a race,
way more times than not.
well, he is my pick to win this weekend.
He's going to win at least
Smash
2
likes
is the thing.
Okay.
You're feeling risky if you don't pick him to win. It's the safest pick out there.
All right. Well, we didn't even put Sexton in our poll, but we're going to talk about him here.
I thought we covered Sexton.
Did we cover? Oh,
yeah,
we did cover
him.
Sexton. You're right. All right. Well, okay. What about Ken Roxon? Where's everyone got him? I want to hear it. Kenny Roxon. Look, a 5th place for him at A1 I think was great. I think
it was awesome.
He has mentioned that he's playing the long game this year. He's already won Anaheim 3 times or something. Yeah. So it's not like – so, yeah.
Dunge it out, dude.
Look at that.
You don't have to win every race.
Card, 6th, 5th. A lot of people having their top 5 are right around there. He might not, you know what? Kenny might not be a wild card pick.
I don't have him picked at all.
In your top 5? I didn't put him in mine, I don't think.
I love Kenny.
All
I do, but I mean, career results in San Diego 7-6-3, 21-3.
Yep.
My thing is his starts are what it all depends on his starts.
Okay.
If he starts a 10th, he's not going to take second place.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? If he doesn't start in the top 5, he won't finish in there. He started in the top 5 in 60% of the standard rounds, including last season, and I think he was only in the top 5 in a handful of those. If he doesn't start in the top 5, hasn't finished in the top 5 in back-to-back rounds since rounds 15 and 16 in 2021.
Interesting.
So I know we missed a lot last season, but
okay.
He started in the top 5 times, including last season, and only finished in 2 of those rounds in the top 5. So,
well, look, let's get Mr. Daniel Blair. He is on the phone right now. You all know who this man is. He is one of the faces on Race Day Live. He is down there during the night show, and he is doing the podium talks.
He's doing the
down
dang
on the
thing.
track. He's doing everything. This man, I think he's doing the KTM Juniors program.
Yeah.
He's a busy man. So we thank him, Daniel Blair, for calling in to talk and talk Supercross. How you doing, man?
I'm good. Just enjoying the
muted.
last bit of home life before I come out. I'm going to be joining the West Coast crew here in San Diego. Then I'm staying back there all week in between Anaheim. So just tidying up at home, crossing T's, dotting I's, ready to travel out west and stay there for a bit.
Okay. Well, look, man, first question right off the bat. Who is your biggest surprise and biggest letdown from Anaheim 1?
Would a surprise be a good thing? Is that what you mean?
Good
by
or
surprise?
bad?
Good or bad? I mean, let's hear it. What do you think?
I think on the surprising side, I know this sounds crazy, but I would say Eli. I know how he wins championships, so there's a formula in place that's worked for him, and I don't think he needs to win Anaheim 1 to be successful. That's not really what's worked for him. So I thought he'd roll in there and just be solid. And for him to be that good, I was really surprised by that. And now that it's happened, I'm not. Now I'm like, you know what? Okay, he's already on fire. I expect him to be good this weekend. But I was a little caught off guard on how good he was. And as far as a disappointment, I mean, I know there's reasons, so I'll give him, he had a rough day. He had the injury in practice, broke his nose, I found out later. But for Anderson, he's one of my title favorites. He's actually my pick to win the title. So I was a little disappointed in the 7th. But I know there was issues, so I'm not really worried about it. But just for the night itself, it was a pretty tough night.
He broke his nose in practice?
Yeah, would have loved to have known that at the time. I think that would have been a cool report at night to tell everybody, hey, the guy's got a smashed nose. But no, we found out later that, he had broke his nose in practice and raced through it all night.
He did. He was on track to podium. Like, he was there in the top 5, probably had a podium going until he made that mistake. But that's really the outlying question. This was kind of Anderson's whole, MO last year. It's like, you've got the speed. So do you think, looking at at practice, do you hold anything against the guy thinking like, hey man, like, you got to be careful. Like, you can't, a lot of guys crashed. So do you just say, the track was just brutal and that's just kind of part of it? Because that's something you don't
combo.
Combo?
Combo. Okay, so the track was tough. Obviously, we saw guys going down all over. Jet Lawrence. When Jet Lawrence looks that weird, the track's bad because he's pretty good on a bike. So they all go down. Anderson's one of them. His effort was off the charts. He was trying really hard. Mm-hmm. I think it was just a little bit too much effort on a weird track, and the dominoes fell a certain way for him. But you're right. He was on his way to the front. So it's not like there's a concern. I'm not worried about anything. I'm just bummed for him that he's going to have to start behind because now he's digging in that championship. Right. He's got to dig out of it a bit. But no, coming into San Diego, I'm not worried about him, not even 1%. Okay. He's good.
Well, with your biggest surprise being Tomac, did you get the vibe from the contender guys of almost being demoralized that he came and dominated and didn't really need to?
Do you think the other riders are stressed out? Like, dang, Eli's already on it.
I picture them being like, what do we do now? Other than Webb. I see Webb as almost like he loves to take out guys like that. So was it demoralizing or what?
Okay, so I can only speak on what I would feel, which is why my career only got to where it got to. I would be demoralized if I was them. That's me. Luckily for them, they're the best. They don't get demoralized that early. It takes about a month. So I think they're all probably like shocked, but not concerned all the way yet, because let's get 2 or 3 in and then you really understand. Look, it's Eli Tomac. He's the champ. He won the race, but it's still Anaheim won, which is always a little weird.
Yeah.
So I think the competition's probably looking at it like, let's see you do that through January before I get too concerned. But me, I'd be demoralized, which is why I only got as far as I got, because I was weaker minded. So
dude,
yeah, I'm demoralized for them.
You were one of the best in the planet. You got to stop being so hard on yourself. Come on now.
Well, what about Chase Sexton? I get you say Anaheim won. It's weird. If you're leading laps at Anaheim won, you're probably freaking out. It's not the same as just like a midseason race. But is there anything concerning about Sexton where he's got a multiple second lead and he gives that up and gets third? To me, I think Sexton's probably more of like a mental game right now with Cooper Webb than Tomac, to be honest with you.
Yeah, that's a different mental fight that took place there at the end. But I try to look at things from kind of a micro and a macro view. On a micro view, on that night, it was a bummer for Chase. Like, he had the win. He got to the front. He passed Malcolm aggressively. Mm-hmm. If he goes and wins that race, man, that's a big statement. So I do feel like he missed that opportunity. But if we're talking macro, big picture championship, which is what he wants, that was maybe one of the best races of his entire career, because he made the decision to just take a third, stack the points, where I think in years past, he fights through it. He goes for it. He gets defensive. He goes down. And now guess what? Now he's in the back digging for points. So for his growth and maturity and his aspirations of being a champion, that was one of the best nights I've ever seen from him. But on the individual night, you missed out on winning A1. So I think long term, he'll look back, and if he wins the title, he'll be like, it was good.
Yeah.
But if he doesn't, he'll look back and go, man, I missed A1. I could have had that one.
Yeah, okay. Dungy never got mad about a third.
No.
Third's good.
Dungy never
chug
won
those
A1.
along.
That's true.
See what happens.
A1 going to write that $1 million bonus check at the end of the year either. All right, Cooper Webb. Is he back? Is this second place sneaky ride the Cooper Webb from 21 that we want to see? Or would you attribute some of that to the track conditions?
How about a little bit of both? Okay. I will tell you this. I think he's back all the way. And it's not because he got second. It's because of the attitude that he had after the race. You know, for me, I'm up on the podium after the race. I get these guys almost first. Like, they go to their team, they do a little celebration debrief, then they come up and they kind of wait. And I talk to them. I know these guys. So I get it, you know, how you feeling, whatever. And the demeanor that Webb had on the podium, yeah, he's back. I mean, I could tell with him when he's in that alpha mode, and he left that track going, yeah, it's on. So I'm going to side with his belief in himself, because he's the kind of guy that when he does believe in himself, he's like the last guy you want to deal with. He's just so gritty. And I mean, I could sense it. He wasn't relieved for that second place. He was stoked because he knew how he got it. Yeah. And I think he felt the bike and felt his own conditioning, and he went, let's go to war. We're ready. So, still Anaheim won. I know he got second the year before, but I could tell by his demeanor that he's different. And this is the Webb that battles for championships. So, no, I think he's in it for the long haul.
I agree. I don't think you can demoralize him. I see encouraging him as like being the one to take Tomac down now. So I'm excited. Well, hey, I want to see them next to each other.
Remember those couple of years back when Webb had that big injury, and the very next week he came back and on press day just stalked Eli all over the track. Mm-hmm. Obviously just playing a little bit of a game, but that shows right there that I don't think he's afraid to get in and play a game with Eli. He's done it before. Yeah. So if he is in full form, and Eli is too, and this turns into a thing where they're in there late, Cooper will be willing to try those types of things because he's done it in the past and he's comfortable, and usually he succeeds when he does that stuff. So yeah. I hope he's in it for the long haul. I hope Eli's in it. I hope Chase stays consistent and Jason bounces back, because you put those four together and the rest of the variables out there every week.
Yeah. Okay. Because I think Barsha got kind of intimidated. Tomac followed him for so long that I think it kind of pressured him into a problem.
Bam Bam's going to bam.
And you ain't going to do that to Webb. If Webb's ahead of you, he'll intimidate you while he's ahead of you somehow.
Webb's probably harder to pass than Barsha.
I agree.
I would put money on that.
But, yeah, I mean, he's going to stand up to him.
Yeah.
Yeah, not as scary.
Not as scary, though.
Oh, man, could you imagine? So I was watching the Gypsy Tales podcast I just did with Steve. Was it Astafin? Is that how you pronounce his last name? The big sports agent. And he talked about how badly we need to do one of those kind of that Formula One video series they did for Netflix. do that with Supercross to really get into the minds and the lives of these riders and just tell their story? I mean, how cool would that be?
It would be good, but it would only work if one very important thing happened. The riders would have to really play ball. The truth is, the way these riders feel and talk and respond, it's pretty rad. Like if you were able to actually be in some of those post-race talks, man, there's a lot of good information. There's a lot of emotion. These guys, I mean, they're pretty insane characters.
Yeah.
But in our sport, in the history of the sport, it's always been very protective. So they would have to play ball with something like that, where their personalities and their true feelings do come out on camera. Otherwise, it wouldn't work. To me, it'd feel a little bit like a puff piece. So the key to it all would be the riders all the way buying in that they got to let loose. They got to say what they want to say and not be afraid of the repercussions. And if they did that, I think this could be even bigger. Because me personally, I like our stars better. They're the most insanely talented humans on the planet for what they do and how they do it. And if they were able to admit some truth and come out emotional on camera, I don't think anything would touch that. So, but it would be them having to play ball. Yeah, for sure.
I think that's why those vlogs have kind of taken off too. Like Christian, I'm not a vlog guy. I'm old school. But I have like a 10-year-old phone. I'm watching Christian Craig's vlog now and him getting frustrated, and I thought that was awesome.
Feld's doing that vlog. Is it Feld that's doing that vlog series, or is that Monster that's doing that series right now on YouTube, which is kind of cool because it gives more of a behind-the-scenes look at these riders. I like that.
I even like privateers.
If you've noticed, I mean, even with what you guys are doing, the shows are, I think the sport's doing really good right now as far as entertaining. I think we're crushing it. I mean, there's so much good entertainment. The creative ways they're using social media and YouTube. Like I said, the sport is so primed, and our characters, they're athletes, but there are characters in this story. They're so rad. I think it's one of the raddest times ever. So no, I'm just, it's cool to be there. I don't know if you guys are as revved up as I am, but dude, every weekend is like another chapter in this story, and it's like I can't wait. Sport's good right now.
Oh yeah, I get that from you just watching you. I can tell he is just hyped up.
Here's what's cool, and kind of the last thing I want to touch on. So right now, I truly believe that Malcolm Stewart, Aaron Plessinger, Dylan Ferrandis, these are three guys that have not won a 450 main before, but I truly believe that they feel they can do it. So if you were looking at those three riders, who do you think is going to have that breakout ride first? Because Ferrandis' starts still aren't good. He still started 9th last week after lap 1. And due to some riders crashing and whatnot, he did get 4th. He's got to clean that up. Plessinger's starts looked really good in the practice starts they had during race day live. Not the greatest at the night show, but between Ferrandis, Plessinger, and Malcolm, who would you put as to possibly get that first win this year?
I think Malcolm is the most complete. If you look at the starts, I mean, and his starts weren't great last year, but they were good at Anaheim. He was top 5. So the starts are there. The speed is obviously there. I believe the conditioning is there. I know the work that's been done. So I think he's the most complete package. But at the same time, like Dylan, if Dylan can just accidentally get a decent start
just once, fall into it.
Just like somehow like the seas part and all of a sudden he's like 5th. then who knows what happens? Because I think he's got kind of that gnarliest, like full send. And sometimes to win your very first one, you gotta be a little crazy. He seems like the one where if he has a shot at it, he might be the one that sends it the hardest to get it.
Right.
But God, he's got to sniff a decent start. So I still lean Malcolm.
Okay.
But I think Dylan could sneak one if he just gets a start.
Okay. Interesting.
A lot of people saying we don't need a series. They got Blair's Breakdown, the best vlog out there, bro.
It is pretty good.
A lot of love in the chat for that.
Oh my gosh. And just, if people
it's good.
It's fun. So the first year we did the show, it was post-race after the races, so we'd go look at the track. Last year, things kind of got moved around where I didn't have that window open, so we did before the races, which was cool, different style, interview the riders, kind of goofing around. This year, we're going back to the post-race track so we can actually show like what it looks like. Because you heard everyone talking about how gnarly it was. Well, as a fan, you're like, what does that mean? What's that look like?
Yeah.
And I'm like, I have the access to the track. We've got the camera crew. Let's roll. So this year we'll be walking the track after every race, finding all the gnarliest stuff and showing everybody like, this is the battlefield that you just watch these guys somehow gracefully still get around. Yeah. And so, this year is going to be, we're going back to year 1 method. I think it's going to be good.
I still like the pits area, though. My favorite ever was after, I think it was Brees took out the 7 deuce and you tracked him down in the porta potty. That was my favorite moment.
That was a good one. That was a good one. Or Justin Bogle had a good moment. I won't say exactly what it was, but Bogle had, I think, one of the better moments of last year's show.
Jeez.
Denver. Go on a search, folks. You'll find it.
Oh, gosh. All right, we'll have to check it out. Well, look, we know you're a busy man. You said you're in California right now, and then you're...
No, South Carolina. I'm back home right now.
Okay.
I'm flying out early tomorrow. I'll be in San Diego in the morning.
All right. Well, look, I will be back in Seattle to come grace your presence with you and Daniel or Dan in the booth. But
Nice.
hey, we appreciate you taking the time to do it. Hey, real quick, who you got for the win this weekend?
Sexton or Anderson. Sexton or Anderson.
Okay.
And why no Tomac, though? Because we had a stat today that Tomac, when he wins a race, there was only 1 or 2 times all last year where he didn't go back-to-back. So he'd win a race, win the next one. So he's good at that.
I mean, honestly, I know this sounds terrible, but I want a spicy championship, and I don't want him to win 2 in a row.
Okay.
I like that.
I like when there's the unknown, and I like when it's a mess, and I like when people all feel they're still in the title fight. And if that guy wins the first 2, you talk about being demoralized, that's going to set in quick. And I don't want that. If he's going to win this thing, he's got to win it late. Don't win it early. That's not entertaining enough for me. So I can't pick him unless he's 3rd in points. Then I'll pick him.
Fair enough. We have too good of a field to let this be a runaway championship.
Yeah.
Just please let us have an outdoor season with 3 or 4 riders. Please.
Yes.
Give us that.
Exactly.
And last good suggestion we got here from the chat, I think it was from Big Chill. He knows you're with the big wigs, you're in. He wants more Brett Michaels in Supercross. If you can make that happen,
I'll see what I could do. That is the weirdest request I've ever had, ever. I'll go to my bosses, and I know a couple of them that would be stoked to hear that, but I don't know if they have the ability to make it happen. So I'll try, but geez, that's the weirdest request of all time.
Dude, the bandana's flowing.
Only bummer right here is that Marvin Muscan crashed in practice, and he's got a hurt wrist, and he's not racing this weekend. That's the only bad news I've heard. And Faulkner.
Whoa, I didn't know the Marv news. That's tough. That sucks.
We found out on the chat. Everyone's blowing us up saying that Marv crashed in practice, hurt wrist, not racing this weekend. So that sucks. Sucks for the series.
Hopefully not a long-term deal.
Yeah.
I hate that. That's because you know what? He didn't have the best Anaheim one, but he was the fastest in one of his qualifiers, which tells me like he feels okay. That sucks.
And he's a guy that can mix it up. So it's a bummer.
And win. Hey, he's won the last 2 years in a row, and a lot of other guys haven't. So
You're right. All right. Well, look, Daniel, we appreciate your time. We know you're a busy, man, so thank you so much for calling in. And, hey, we'll see you this weekend. Everybody go tune in on Peacock. Go watch Race Day Live. Watch the Blair breakdown after the races. If you want to see what the tracks look like after these guys have just got done hammering it for an entire 20+1 plus the 250s.
That's right. See you, boys.
All righty then.
I could talk to that dude about Supercross all day if he'd let me.
I didn't get a goodbye in there, but Daniel,
It kind of got the clip. Sorry about that.
Levi did it.
That's my bad.
Well,
look at
Daniel's
that.
a good dude. We love Daniel.
That was good. Yeah, where is Aquatic? Where's Aquatic?
Dude, he needs
Where's
to be
Marv's
checked
#1
on. If anyone knows him, somebody check on
He
him.
found out Marv got hurt. He bailed. All right, look at that. 75%.
I'm not surprised.
Out of 150 votes have Tomac to win. That is insane. I didn't think it was going to be that high. I mean, we didn't put Chase Sexton in there, but holy smokes.
I'm in on that.
Oh, gosh.
I got risky round 1. I'm not doing that again.
All right, well, look, we got to move on here because talking to Daniel is so good. We got to get in some spoilers here. And this week's wild card is 7th place. So wild card and spoilers are going to be kind of intermingled.
Yep.
And you're going to have a really good rider who's going to get the wild card this week. That is for sure.
I'm going with Plessinger. If you want to start with him first, I got stats.
You want to start with AP?
Back that up.
He looked so good last at A1.
He did. I mean, he beat everyone he should have last round, in my opinion. The question now is, can he finish in front of a Ferrandis or Nichols that beat him to get into the 7th where he took 8th last round? So
Justin Dancer, I don't know if the show's every week. Daniel Blair's not calling every week, but hey, we had AP calling for A1.
that was huge.
It was. Okay.
The people's champ.
We're going to get to Malcolm.
But don't worry about AP. He finished 10 spots better than where he qualified a few times last season.
He's never qualified good.
He qualifying, don't let it scare you. I mean, only if it's worse than 17th, in my opinion.
Okay.
So, has to get a top 5 start. If you pick him, you are banking on that. Almost all of his top 5 finishes have came when he started in the top 5 or better.
It's like a Ferrandis, where it's like every once in a while you just fall into a good start.
He is one of the few, though. He can start in the top 5 and hold off most riders.
Absolutely.
Where other people start in the top 5, even like a Roxon, he doesn't hold off people late in those races. AP can do that. So
yeah. All right.
His average finish in the 2021 was 7.5. His last few, San Diego, 6:10.6. I mean, he's right around 7th.
No. 7-7, it makes sense. It's a good
8th
pick.
last round, I'm going AP for my wild card.
Honestly, so Malcolm Stewart we have in here, but you know what? He is I should have put Malcolm. I kind of feel bad. Probably should have put him in one of the top contenders, and here is why.
He's in my top 5.
He only missed the top 5 one time on the West last season. That was Anaheim 1. He had 3 fifth-place finishes and 2 fours and 4 fourth-place finishes.
Yeah, so he's always in the top 5 on the West.
And here's the thing, too. He had 7 top 5s in a row after round 1 last year, and he was 13 out of the 17 rounds total. He was in your top 5. So he's one of those riders where, like, you never want to put him in your top 5, but then you look at the results and you think, why do I not put him in my top 5?
Yeah, he's banged up. My thing with him is he has to be qualifying 8th or better. He's only ever made the top 5 one time when he qualified worse than 8th.
Okay.
So if he's 8th or better, pretty safe, in my opinion.
Collins got Mookie fever. I would love to see him or AP win. That would just be so cool. All right, Barsha would be another good pick. He hasn't done better than 7th in San Diego. His last 4 races there were 9, 7, 21, and 8. Mm-hmm. He did finish in the top 5, 11 of 17 rounds last year and had 6 podiums, which kind of stood out to me. Looking back at his season, I didn't realize it was that good.
Mm-hmm.
Like, that's a solid season.
He had a good season last season.
I mean,
really.
wasn't he in the running for 3rd overall until he took out Mookie?
He would have had it without that penalty, yeah.
Yeah.
So,
okay.
Look at his average start on the West last season was 7.3. Not good. I don't expect him to get another great start. I really don't.
You don't? He always comes out of A1 swinging.
Yeah. I mean, and he is capable of making passes in the pack of top 5 riders. I mean, he started 5th 4 times last season and finished 3rd in all those rounds. So if he's in the top 5, he's not going to fade.
Okay.
Qualifying's never great. Average finish on the West was exactly 4 spots ahead of where he qualified last season. So don't be too scared of his qualifying. And that's really it.
Yeah.
He's
just a little
good.
bit more unpredictable.
The hardest thing with picking him is who do you take out, honestly.
Okay.
So if you want to go into the little longer shots, I got AC in here.
Yeah.
Had a smooth A1, really.
He just needs to get through it. If you want to put him in your wild card, I honestly don't think that's a bad spot. I don't think I feel like with Adam that if the win or the opportunity is there, he'll go for it, right?
Mm-hmm.
But if Adam Cianciarulo starts in 5th place,
just ride it out. See what happens.
I feel like this year he's just like, dude, I just got to get through this season. And I'll take the opportunities given, but I'm not going to push anything.
I agree.
So I feel like him starting in the top 10 and finishing in 7th is probably not a bad thing whatsoever for Adam.
He had interesting stats. So almost all his top 5s are coming when he qualifies 4th or better.
But how many top 5s is that? Because he got hurt so much.
That's a lot.
Okay.
He had a few. We have to remember in 2020, he qualified 1st in 7 straight rounds. So if he's not qualifying great, that's when I think something's off.
Okay.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And he look for his starts to improve. His 13th place start last round was the worst of his career, 450 career by far, which was 8th place in round 7 of 2021. So this is not typical.
Did you see the highlight reel when he got the head shake on the start at A1?
So I don't think that'll happen again. I think he's going to get better. That's what I'm trying to say.
Some other honorable mentions here. Colt Nichols. Look, we don't have 450 stats other than the man just got a 6th place at his first ever A1. And he grabbed the whole shot. So, you know what? Confidence goes a long way. And I feel like Colt is that 5th to 10th place range as a rookie. So a 7th place for Colt might not be a bad choice whatsoever.
And he qualified 16th last round. Still took 6th. So qualifying is not a big deal. And interesting, only him and Webb actually had a better finish in the main than they did in their heats.
Really?
So
interesting.
Colt's doing his thing.
Okay, and then Christian Craig. You know, he got 13th. You talked about it if you watched his vlog. He's pretty transparent. He said he was embarrassed by his performance.
It was cool to watch, but it was hard to watch.
It was
at the
not
same time.
a good A1 debut for him on a Rockstar.
I appreciate him putting it out there, though. I mean, it makes you just go for this guy even more.
But I just feel like he's got a point to prove this week. Look for him to bounce back. He is a top 5 guy, and he's a great starter, I think. So I think rebounding from a 13th, a 7th for Craig would probably be a really good step in the right direction. So he might not be a bad choice for that.
What was it, like Daytona years and years ago when he filled in on a 450 ride and did way good. So he can pull a start.
Absolutely has the potential.
I really hope he does.
Okay, well, look, so wild card is 7th place, so take those stats and those numbers, and, Joey Savacci would be a good wild card pick.
Yep.
What did he get? He got 9th?
Took 10th.
9th? Yeah, he got the wild card. He got 10th last week, or at A1.
Yeah, not a lot of people talked about him. He killed it out there.
Okay.
But you are going to have, hopefully, McElrath back this round, too.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure he's okay, just a little banged up, so he should be good. All right, so before we get into locking these down, let's go back to these memes for a quick second here. So, Christian, you pick your favorite. I'm going to pick my favorite. This was probably my pick right here.
I didn't expect that one, but it was funny.
Somebody still wants, and how would I feel? All right, pick your favorite. That's my favorite.
Slightly political, I feel like, so I'm kind of leaning towards that one.
Oh, I guess it's Disney. Okay.
You can get me. I'm a sucker for the old WWEs too.
Who is that? The Undertaker?
Oh yeah. Come on now.
I got it right.
This one I saw going around. I don't know who created it, so I have a hard time picking.
We can find out.
It might have been scraped.
But maybe that's good.
Yeah, I like the original ones. This one's good too. I like that one.
Okay. Pick a favorite.
You want me to pick it?
Yeah, because I picked the first one. You're going to pick the next, and then the fans are going to vote on it.
Okay, roll it back. That one's good, but I don't know.
Seen that one.
That one's wild. All right, go. What was the next one? That was the one. I'm going to go with that one. I like this one, yeah.
You like that one?
It's pretty good.
All right, well, those are the 2 top picks that we have. So right now, throw it up. So number 1 will be mine, the one that I picked. Number 2 will be Christian's. So we're going to put up a poll right now. Vote 1 or 2 of which one of those memes you like the most. And, we're going to tell you which person won. And we didn't put up there. Let me pull up the Discord here because we didn't put on there whose names they were. So I'm going to pull these up real quick.
It's a good point by Colin. I mean, I know Mumford just took Fortner's spot, but
yeah, he did.
Watch Savacci end up back there, maybe.
Oh gosh, we had some other ones. Did you see the one? We couldn't show it because he used a swear word in there. But did you see the one of the guy saying he stepped in something, so he licks the bottom of his shoe?
Oh, that one right there. Yeah.
Yes.
My picks.
How about the Dirt Works crew with the Oakland Dirt? Yeah.
I like that one. I had to reshare that
Yeah.
one. Who was it from? Nate Guy. That was a good one. That actually made me laugh, and I sent it to a few people that told me the same.
It's pretty good. All right, well, look, vote right now. Look, number 1's taking the cake right now. So Christian and I are going to lock in our picks, and after we lock them in, we'll see who is winning, if it's going to be number 1. But, Levi, if you could find out the names of the people that posted those memes, so when we shout out the winner, we know who they were. Let's see here. I just want to see. Christian, lock in your picks while I'm finding this out
I got my picks ready to roll.
Okay, lock them in.
It's going to take me a minute to go through here. I know Stewart's in there. I got him in 5th. I got AP in the wild card. No Ferrandis.
Look at that. Gunny is posting memes during the show.
He's on it, dude. Champions like that, they never sleep.
Oh, my gosh. Okay, Levi, how fast can you take one of these memes and throw it on the screen? Can you do it? He's shaking his head no at me.
Okay.
All right. We'll get it up there.
That's
a good one. We'll share it on the channel here. But go to the Discord. Link to that is in the description. Go look at the Discord because that is where we post all the memes and see all those. And there are some really good ones.
Yeah, I love the memes in there. That Discord was a good idea.
Oh, my gosh.
I'm a little old for that stuff, but it's funny.
Okay, Christian.
There's my picks, dude. Tomac to win. I'd feel crazy if I didn't pick him at this point.
Okay.
Sexton 2nd, Webb 3rd, Anderson 4th, Stewart 5th, AP in the wild card. What do you got?
Webb,
Looks like all you did
second?
was switch Anderson and Webb on yours, and you have Marv in there, but you're going to need a new.
Wait. What kind of risk are you taking this
I'm
week?
not taking any more risks. I'm done with the risks. We're helping people with fantasy.
Did you start your left to right?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, that's
Am
why.
I backwards?
I thought you were going this way.
No. First to wild card.
Okay. All right. Well, here are my picks. So I also am going to go Eli Tomac. He backs up wins. He does it a lot. So I'm going Eli Tomac. And let me just look at my picks just to make sure I get them correct here.
I got you right here. All you did was switch Anderson and Webb, and then you need a new wild card.
So I went Webb third, Anderson fourth.
No, you got Webb fourth, dude.
Oh, do I? Okay.
Then Mookie fifth. We're close. You want to stay conservative in these early rounds. I learned that last week.
I am going to go AP for the wild card. My swap, we'll see how everything goes with qualifying.
Just as of now.
As of right now, AP 7-7. He's going to be my wild card. What do you guys think? Joey Savacci is going to be Justin Dancer's wild card.
I like it.
Let's see. The mini plate's going to look weird next week without the red number 1 behind it. Well, who's going to beat him? Mr.
Have
Awesome.
to be Sexton or Webb.
Who's going to beat him? All right. So Dylan 2323 wants us to show those memes again, Levi. Can we show the memes one more time?
Where can we get the mini number plates? We really do need to pick those up, make them available
I
on
know.
the site.
I need to hit up Talon Volan. He's my guy to Cherubies because the Cherubies is who makes these, and they don't sell them, but they give them to us. So maybe you know how many people at A1 asked if we could
I know.
get these for 'em?
Everybody, when people see my signed Trey one, everybody wants it. But
Ooh, Rob B's got K-Rock for the wild card.
that's not bad.
Chase third for Justin.
I didn't know where to put Roxon.
Frenchie second. Yeah, interesting. Neither one of us.
Dylan for the podium is a bold pick.
Yeah, just got to get the start, right?
Injury update on Anderson. We just found out from Daniel Blair, broken nose, but he should be back. And
he'll be
fine,
back.
So.
Yes, sell them. All right. That being said, let's go back to the poll. Who do we got here? I have a feeling it's going to be Alexander. Yep, it was meme number 1. Mine wins. And I like this meme because it just shows that the people love our show. That's why I liked it so much.
I know, it just seemed like a little bias.
He puts the monster hat on there.
It's a little biased, but
All right.
I do enjoy it.
Alexander D is the winner. So if you're watching this, you can comment live right now, but make sure to comment after the show is over. Leave those down below. Keep the memes coming. Alexander, I'm going to let you know what your prize is here in the comment section. We're kind of keeping it top secret, but we're going to be doing more prizes throughout the year, so keep the memes rolling. It's one of my favorite
Chandler's
things about
asking if AP's wild card, where's Barsha? I'm saying 6th.
Yeah, Barsha could be like 3rd, or he could be 10th or 11th or whatever he got last week. I don't know where to. I just don't know what to do with Justin Barsha right now.
It really, everyone that plays fantasy knows it's coming down to ranking your riders. And in my mind, I always put when these riders get next to each other, who can pass who. I don't see anyone passing these 2, these 3, these 4 really. But I got to go momentum. And that's where I'm at. I think Anderson, like Blair said, though, just has a bounce-back week. He has to.
Fair enough. Well, look, there you guys have it. Webb is winning this weekend, says Sean65.
I wouldn't be mad about it.
Yeah, I don't know. Well, look, thank you so much for watching our show today. We've had a blast. Thank you to Daniel Blair one more time for calling in. And remember, too, we already talked about the weekly prizes, but we've got some really good ones. And you can always see the weekly prizes that are up for grabs on the fantasy site. Just scroll down to see current weekly prizes. You can see them there. But let's talk about the grand prizes that we give away at the end of the year. So this year we've stepped it up. First place, 450 SXF, race prepped. Got a 250 SX for second and an SX E5.
Fully kitted. Race tech suspension, FMF exhaust, bunch of KTM accessories.
Yeah, 3 dirt bikes. All right.
KTM podium.
Yep. 4th place, Stasic Stability Cycle. 5th, Shopping Spree to Rocky Mountain. 6th, Alpine Stars casual package, gear package and casual. So if you want to be in the same gear that Chase Sexton, Eli Tomac, the Lawrence brothers, Jason Anderson are wearing, they're all rocking A-stars. 7th place, yeah. No, he's in Fly.
Oh, yeah. I thought you were looking at Fly. My bad.
7th place, Motion Pro tools package and accessories. There we go. There's 8th with the Fly gear package and casual. 9th, Oakley sunglasses and goggle shopping spree. Some of that Chase Sexton.
You can never
wears
have
Oakley.
enough
Eli
Oakley.
Tomac wears Oakley.
Yep.
I don't think you can beat the lens clarity on a pair of Oakley goggles.
I got some old oil rigs.
What are those?
The old Oakley's right there.
Oh, my gosh. Straight out of 2000 Christian
right,
sunglasses. And then in 10th place, we got Milestone, the video game with a console and 4K TV prize pack. So
yeah, that's looking good, too. That area in the pits is always going off.
I know.
People playing the Supercross games. So
all right. Well, look, thank you so much for joining us again. Again, congratulations to Alexander D.
Oh, you need to hit him with the group.
Oh, yeah. Join our group. Don't forget to do it. Yeah, so when you sign up, you guys all know it. You go down, you can just browse the groups that are available to play. And our group is just the RM Fantasy SXperts group. So go join it.
What's your name in there?
Chasers 108, or no, sorry, Chase the Face.
Okay.
Hasn't changed.
So look for Chase the Face. Mine's is Freezy Does It.
Freezy does
It's
it.
an old Easy E fan. And a lot of celebrities in there making groups, too. I saw the Lucas ladies made theirs, the retirees. Jeff Walker's got his group. Jeff Alessi had a group. So there's all sorts of groups in there. I can't believe how many groups got made.
I'm like at the bottom. I'm 336 in the SX group right now.
It's a marathon, not a sprint.
It's one race. We're okay.
Yep.
But, oh my gosh, I can't believe he's not in there. We didn't, was it Big Mac? Who won the perfect score last week?
Big Mac. Yeah, we got
Big Mac, you need to join this group.
Message in here or something. Help us with your picks.
Yeah.
Well, I'm making my picks from the driveway this round for sure. I'm telling you that. So.
All right, everybody. Well, look, thank you so much for tuning in. Shout out to everyone that's going to be there in San Diego this week. You know, it's going to be an awesome event. I'm looking forward to it. Christian, thank you so much for filling in again for Kobe.
Yeah.
Kobe's going to have to start paying you to take his spot now because he's doing it so much.
He'll be back for a while. I probably won't be back till you have a child.
Okay, yeah.
And then after that,
coming in 3 weeks. Well, look, we're going to be back here live on Monday, 12 o'clock Mountain Standard Time. Again, live to go over our bench racing for San Diego this weekend. So stay tuned for that. And good luck, and we'll see you on Monday.